On this National Day of Prayer, over 21 religious entities were represented at a prayer breakfast sponsored by the Interfaith Council of St. George. The Interfaith Council summoned for prayer and unity against anti-Semitism, which has sparked horrifying memories of the Holocaust.
Today, more than 75 years later, we are faced with anti-Semitism. Yet we still remember the 5 million Jewish men and women and the 1 million innocent Jewish children that were slaughtered like animals by the Nazis simply because they were Jews.
Invited keynote speaker Bishop Oscar Solis of Salt Lake City's Catholic Diocese spoke against recent senseless acts of violence and hatred against religious groups, ethnicities, and especially Christians worldwide.
Even in the most sacred places, such as synagogues, mosques, churches, and other places of worship, our society is likewise experiencing the worst polarization and division politically, economically, culturally, and socially.
He said now is the time to come together and pray for a unified force against it.
First and foremost, we value the value of every life, and we're losing now for senseless reasons. And that's why we have to wake up. We have to wake up. We have to do something.
And that something is uniting in prayer.
We need to bring back prayer as an important component of our life and make again God the center of our being and the center and purpose of our existence.
The belief is that faith can move mountains, and for these united faiths, they are praying that it will. The bishop said one common thread all religions have is their faith.
I've indicated that is our common denominator, that faith. It's a source of inspiration, source of courage, and it's an instrument of transformation.
The St. George Tabernacle is truly a symbol and monument of the spirit of cooperation. This historic building was used by more than just the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in the past, and it's been 140 years since a Catholic bishop spoke here.
The decision by Ralph Atkin in Public Affairs was, well, let's try to recreate or recapture the spirit of that Mass 140 years ago that Father Scanlon did in the Tabernacle, when the Tabernacle was at that time being used by all the different religions here in St. George.
The bishop was welcomed with open arms as music of faith rang out among those in attendance.
For it to once again be used in these things that bring people together across faith lines is really the vision that building was when Brigham Young dedicated it himself. And it was designed to bring the community together.
The reaction from the public about the day's events was one of unity and hope.
It's a start for how we can come together as a country and have peace with each other, even though we don't necessarily believe in all the same things, but we can still talk to each other about these things and appreciate each other's opinions.
This year's theme for the National Day of Prayer was love.
Love one another as I have loved you.
My Lord Jesus Christ said that we need to love people. And he didn't say love people based on where they go to church. He said love people.
The prayer is for peace on earth and goodwill to all people, despite our differences. In St. George, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.